Well, I felt so bad about that last video. I thought I'd come back and just make it a little more succinct. I tried a couple of different techniques with the wire. This was an under technique, which didn't work well because it's rocky. The wire goes underneath all the ties. So then I switched to just coming down and up, and that seems to work a lot better. And I checked it with my little truck roller to make sure the didn't uncouple, you know, the little weight doesn't hit. As long as you're below the rail, you should be okay. And then I wanted to show you what I did with the wiring. I soldered, I always use red out, like the Visine gets the red out. So I use the red wire is on the outside rail. So I soldered on the underside the red wire, the black wire, and then I pull them together and I just run them down a little hole. And then out the hole, there's the socket. It unplugs right there. So this piece is hooked into the transformer. And so you can unplug this thing and put it on its side. I'm going to fasten this track down. It's not fastened yet, but it will be. And there you go. And I just tested with the engine and it runs nice and smooth. Smoother than it did before, by the way. So that's a good thing. The other thing I was going to show you was this track has been buffed and cleaned. Excellent cleaning job before I put it together. This, I just now wiped it down with a t-shirt, a chunk of t-shirt. You just do this, okay? If you feel a drag and the track wants to jump with you, it doesn't just glide, it's dirty. And when you pick it up, you'll see black stripes. You keep doing that. You go over and over with a clean cloth until it comes up with nothing or very little. I'll put it that way. Then you know your track is going to be okay. See there? Very little. Oh, I should probably wipe it some more. But at any rate, and what's the funny thing is this track sits here in this basement. Okay, it's not covered. So dust just settles. And the train has been run around at the most 25 loops around. Maybe another train I tested also had about 25. So not a lot of train use. And the track, if you looked at this, you clean your teeth or your socks or your feet or whatever, that's pretty dirty. So just sitting here, dust settles. So if you store your train or like put it away, think about maybe just putting some painter's tape, maybe. Just cover the rails. And this piece is 4 pieces glued together. It's all one chunk. So you can pick this up all in one fell swoop and store it like on its side, you know. Just put it up against a wall in the basement or somewhere. But if you cover the tape the track with something that comes off easy, I think that'll help keep this problem down. And as you use it, if you have, a friend of mine, Steve, had a cloth he'd put over his whole ping pong table where his track was, and then he'd pull it off and fold it, and then we'd play with the train. And when we're done, we had to pull it back over. But it made his track stay clean longer. So that's another thing I just thought I'd pass on. I'm going to change these 2 that I put in upside down thinking they would work. It's not working. I'm going to fix that, make it nice and flat. And then I'm going to pick probably 4 or 5 places, and I'm actually going to wire the track through the foam and tie it to the downside so it doesn't flop and move at all. Right now the track moves, but if you look at it, it moves as one piece. No joints are coming apart, which is fabulous. So now I'm going to tie down a few pieces. I'm thinking maybe the corners, 4 corners, tie those down, and maybe this one straight here because it's sort of the main thing. And maybe that's straight over there, and that should maybe do it. So maybe 6 places. I'll give you a shout back and see how that turned out. All right, just thought I'd fill you in on this. White t-shirts, don't throw them out. Cut off the yellow armpits, cut them into little pieces. My wife does this for me. She's such an angel. Here's an old t-shirt. I got something on it, blood probably. She didn't want it anymore. Okay, cut it up, give it to me. Don't throw it out. Okay, I'll cut it. So there. All right. More later, gang. Bye.